Hello everyone, welcome to the Pushing Horizon podcast. This is your host Ash. As I sit here editing this episode, listening to the piece of our conversation, it really hit me. Why do we do this hard thing? Why do we grind through training blocks, wake up early, fight through pain, and still come back for more? It's because at its core, running is supposed to be fun. Halima reminded me of that. She's not chasing times. She's running Chicago, Amsterdam, and New York back to back because she loves the experience, the memories, the joy. And somewhere along the way, so many of us forget that. We turn it into work, obsessing over PRs, BQs, splits, and forget why we started. So, as you are listening to this episode, maybe pause and ask yourself, when was the last time you ran for the joy of it? No pressure, no numbers, just you, your feet, and the road ahead. So let me introduce to our guest today. Here is Halima. Hey Halima, welcome to the podcast. I've been talking to you for a while, trying to get this set up. So finally, we have chance to sit and talk about your running journey.
Thanks for inviting me. I appreciate it.
You are so welcome. Can you please give a quick introduction? Who is Halima?
Okay, of course. So I'm Halima Yusuf. I live in the US. I've been here for about 20 years. I'm originally from Nigeria. I run a lot, so I've been running for the past 4 or 5 years now. I began with the 5Ks and I'll do the full length marathons. And so far, so good. I run for fun, I run to feed my soul, and it's been great so far.
That is new to feed your soul.
Right? I love
So do
that
you?
phrase.
Yeah, that is interesting. So do you just run for the sake of running, or do you run to heal yourself, to just be free to,
So
or as
originally,
a
I'm sorry for cutting you
yeah?
off.
No, no, it's okay.
Okay,
You go on.
so back in college many years ago, I was a lot more active. And then I moved to America, and I'm not sure if you're aware, but life here is not quite the same in terms of being active, right? So I had some health issues. For instance, I had very high blood pressure after a while. So my plan was to be more fit, right? So my plan was, okay, if I just start running, I could get better, get healthier, lose a little weight, and then, of course, improve my blood pressure. So that was the original plan. But then I fell in love with it.
Yeah, I mean that's a nice way to keep yourself active, and also you get some medals. Nice way to
Exactly. The
go
medals
go
keep me
on
going.
vacations, right? So going back to you, you just mentioned that you started with
I
5Ks,
did.
10Ks,
Yes.
half marathons, and then you obviously do marathon. So, what was the reason that pulled you in this madness of marathons?
Well,
Was it just to see how much you can
Well,
do,
yes and
or
no. First of all, you're right. Madness is the right word, right? Because why are we doing this to ourselves? I have no idea. But my plan originally was one 5K. And then that 5K
okay?
became, a 10K. And I was curious, like, how much farther can I go? So I did the 5K, I did 10K, I did a half marathon. I thought, you know what, this is a great distance. So even though I do the full marathons now, the half I would say is my favorite distance because you get tired at mile 10 and you only have a 5K to go, which is fine. It's a very good distance. But the full marathon, like the actual 26.2 miles, that distance it's very challenging and it makes you feel like you can do anything, right? So the actual run itself is not fantastic, but once you get to mile 24, 25, 26, you feel invincible. And that's the feeling that I'm always chasing. That feeling of I can do anything. I'm an Olympian. I'm fantastic, And that feeling is the best feeling ever. So that's why I keep going back to the marathon distance.
Can you remember that first moment when you did your first
Yes.
marathon and
Yes.
like you were talking about right now, mile 24, 25. Mile 24 is probably like, oh God, it sucks. And then 25 is like almost there. 26 is like, yes, sprint, let's do sprint now. So how did it felt when you crossed the
Oh my God.
finish line?
So, I mean, I've done 12 marathons or so far, and it's always the exact same feeling at that end of the race. Yes, I always feel like very emotional. I don't laugh, but I cry at every finish line. Like, I know I have 2 miles to go. I'm so emotional. There's like lots of tears. I feel so happy and so overwhelmed, and it's the best feeling. So that's why I keep doing it because of that feeling.
That is a nice feeling when you cross, especially at last quarter mile.
Yes,
That's when
yes,
everybody's more cheering. They're
yes.
just there. They're like, go, go,
And
go,
you
and
feel
then
like,
you finally
wow, I'm
cross,
about
and then
to
you
do
try
it
to
again.
pose, and you gotta smile because people are taking pictures. That's the usually the pictures are nice, even though it's like, oh god, it sucks, but it's like, let's go.
My race pictures are the worst pictures, but I always feel so good. So like at the end of the race, you feel terrible, but you have to like fake a smile, and it's so funny. Yeah.
I always try to at least pose good for the pictures. I know if I see cameraman coming, then before it used to be all so bad. Now, if I'm going like doing the Berlin Marathon, then I'm just like, if I spot a cameraman, then like, oh yeah, big smile, try to
Smile,
do
put a thumbs up.
something so that yeah, something is always try to get at least a big picture.
Right.
And what are you training for right now?
So many things. So I have a half marathon in 3 weeks here in the US.
Okay.
But my big races, I have Chicago in October. I have
Okay.
Amsterdam also in October. I have New York City in
Oh,
November. And Amsterdam is
no,
exactly
wow.
7 days after Chicago. So I don't know why I'm doing this, but why am I doing this though? So Chicago is right here. It's very close, and it was my first marathon, and I have a very emotional connection to that race. So I try to do it every year. So it's always guaranteed on my schedule every year, Chicago. And Amsterdam, well, I grew up in Europe, right? So I spent 10 years in the Netherlands. So I think I should run at least one race there. So that's why I'm doing it. So I have Amsterdam, and then New York City is New York City. I mean, why not?
I know like Chicago and New York are like a lottery, but why did you put Amsterdam in between? Because did you not know there is only like little bit of less recovery time because
Oh,
there is not a lot of time
I
left.
know, I know. And in a perfect world, I would have canceled Chicago to run Amsterdam, but I have an emotional connection to Chicago, so I couldn't say no. So my plan is to just take it very easy in Chicago and then have Amsterdam be
Okay.
like my big race.
So how is your training going for that? Like you were saying you only do 20 to 30 miles per week. Now you have back to back, like three marathons in about 3 weeks
Yeah,
maybe or
yes.
so. So how's the training
So
going?
at this point, it's going okay. I've started training. I'm probably in week 3 or so of the marathon training, and so far it's going well. I'm doing my running outside. It's very hot here, so I try to go outside very early in the mornings and get my runs done. And I have a treadmill downstairs. But so far so good. But I'm trying to prioritize recovery because in the past I haven't really done much stretching, and then I've been in a lot of pain, so I'm trying to prioritize recovery, prioritize the stretching and everything. But so far, so good. Yeah.
That's not you are not alone for that, okay? It's I think it's I talk to so many people in the podcast and everybody, like all the runner is like, oh, I need to do stretching and do this, but nobody's doing
Why
stretching
don't we
at the same
stretch? I
time.
don't know
It's
what it
like
is. Runners don't like stretching, and I don't know why. I don't like it either, but I force myself to do it.
I have been trying to do at least some of it every
Mhm.
day, and I'm trying to make this habit. Like I was reading a lot about micro habits, and I did like one episode with Alex. She is the mobility coach, and I bought like one of the recovery therapy ball from her, so I've been using that and it's been really helpful. So I always remember what she said in the episode was, you don't have to spend 10 minutes or just to do this workout. You could be watching TV. So that's what I do. So I put the show on the iPad and I'm just on the floor and I'm doing the stretching and I'm rolling my quads and doing whatever I need to do. So that way I'm not focusing myself just to do it, because otherwise I know I would not do it. So that I'm killing two birds with one
That's very
stone.
smart. Also,
And you
multitasking.
just
That's very
mentioned,
good.
yes, multitasking. I think stretching is something we all have to do, and we all know that, but still we don't do it. So I think everybody needs to at least make a plan
Yes.
for it,
Hmm.
like just to put it in the calendar. What he
Absolutely.
now you just mentioned that you are prioritizing recovery. Like most of the runners, especially the beginner runners, you are experienced because you have already run 12 marathons now, so you know how to listen to your body.
Yes.
So how does that work for you? When we are running and we're going through this training phase and everything, we are so motivated, like we want to kill its
Hmm.
run, even though like a little bit of leg pain or whatever, we are just like, it's nothing. I'm just gonna run. And you said you are prioritizing recovery and dealing with all those pain and things like things. So what is your red line when listening to your body pain or something like that? So how much higher do you go before you're like, okay, I need to stop?
One big thing that I will say is I don't lie to myself. What I mean by that is sometimes you feel a pain in your knee or your calf and you say, oh, I'm fine. I'll run 5 miles tomorrow. No, no. If you feel a pain somewhere, that means something is wrong. We need to get some rest. We need to get some stretching in. We need to just get some recovery done, right? So I try to listen to my body like all the time, very very carefully. If I feel something, I take care of that item. Also, I don't skip rest days at all because I think one thing as runners, we feel very guilty if you have a day of no activity. I would say, okay, I could do a 5K. I could do something, a bike ride, something. But rest days are there for a reason. Your body needs to recover from the workouts from yesterday, from 2 days ago. So I try to really enjoy my rest days. I get massages a lot, lots of hot baths, lots of just relaxing, naps, rest. Rest is good. Even though we feel like, okay, that's a bad idea. No, rest is good because what that means is our workout tomorrow will be even better and even stronger and you'll run even faster. So yes, I fully recommend rest days, stretching, all kinds of massages all the time. Yes.
Funny you mentioned that because this training block I've been taking for the ultras, and last training block was my marathon training block, Berlin Marathon, and sometimes I ran 6 days, sometimes I ran 7 days when I trained for Berlin Marathon,
7 days.
but this time, yes,
Oh my God.
but this time I'm only running four
Okay.
times.
Me too, 4 times.
Yeah,
Yes.
so yeah, so I am, even though I'm training for ultra that's longer distance, I do one semi long run, one very long run, and then one recovery run, and then one just to see how I feel, and I go based on how I
Mhm.
feel. And I feel that now when I am taking this gap, I'm recovering faster, and I don't have those same kind of soreness that I had before, and I'm doing the same volume, and if not more than what I used to do for Berlin Marathon.
Yes.
And like you said, after this, having all these things, it's so much to even hit the run faster too. It's just like, okay, if I run 6 times a day, then my legs are tired and I'm exhausted, and then I still want to go run. And sometimes the runs are not nice or whatever. But now it feels that I have much more grip of the run than I did before when I was running longer distance, like 7 days ahead. Sometimes it's like 2 weeks out, and then okay, I need to take a
With
break.
2 weeks of
That's
running
what I
every
used to
single
do.
day?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That sounds a lot. Oh,
Yeah, it was a lot, and I was so this focus, try to get my goal, and every morning used to be like 10 mile run, super fast,
right.
and it's the same thing like because I want to get faster and faster and faster. But once I moved to ultras, my mindset had totally changed.
Hmm.
Now I don't even look at my split anymore. I'm just more about staying, enjoying it, because I know I need to long far. So I just try to, okay, today I ran 22 kilometers, and my goal was to run at a good speed, not too
Hmm.
fast. And I just went and I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was just fun listening to, just enjoying the nature. And I don't have to like every time, oh, 1 kilometer done, what is my split? Okay, now I need to
What is my
take
heart
it
rate?
harder. So I
Yes.
think that's,
Yes.
yeah, that's been one of my, I think the best thing that has, that as for me, I've done my, for myself is I put myself under no pressure now. So I just go and enjoy and just try to have fun. I think that's the goal, is to enjoy and go have
Yes,
fun.
absolutely. Like when it stops being fun, then what's the point, right? Yes.
Yeah. And talking about in the same area, marathons are not fun. Like we talked about this already
No,
on. It's brutal, especially after
they're not fun
after
at all.
18. Yeah, after 18 kilometers, it's just more mental
Yes.
than what our body can handle, right?
Hmm.
So it's hard. So why do you keep coming back to the marathon? Because you, like you said, half marathon is the sweet spot
Yes,
for you,
it's
right?
a
Because
great.
10 miles, then only 3 miles to go. It's easier, it's more fun, it's shorter.
Mhm.
So why do you keep coming back to the full marathon and keep doing it? And you are doing it 3 marathons in 3 weekends, maybe?
So know the answer to that question because that answer changes all the time. For instance, my goal was to run all the majors. That was my original goal, all the six
Okay.
majors. Not there's seven majors. But when I did that, I decided, you know what, I want to run all the majors in one year. So I wasn't sure if there are many or any people from Nigeria, where I'm from, who have done all the majors in one year. Last year I did that. So I completed all of the majors in one calendar year. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm done. But then I think it's very addictive. And we lie to ourselves. We say, oh yeah, just one more and then it's done. But next thing you know, you register for another one and then I don't know. So then I had Tokyo this year in March, but that was my first and only DNF, which was a long story. But now I feel like I have to go back there and, do it again and finish the race and everything. But I think that answer always changes because it goes from wanting to get all the six majors done, then now they have seven. So now I have to run Sydney, in Australia next year. And then I have to keep running Chicago because I do that every year. And then New York is right here. So I have to go, you know what I mean? So it's always something pulling me back. That's why I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what it is because the actual marathon training block is not the most fun. You know this. Marathon training is
Yep.
an investment of your money and of your time and of your energy and of your life. It's not the most fun,
Hmm.
but there's something about that distance that when you get to mile 20 and you feel like, okay, you feel fully immersed in this experience, and it's very hard to explain it. But I will say that there is something magical about the experience, which is why I keep getting pulled back into it. And like yesterday, for example, I told my mother that I want to run Sydney next year, and she said, aren't you a little bit old for this? And I said, excuse me, how old do you think I am? But that conversation really just made me realize that whether I'm 40 or 60, I will continue chasing that feeling of accomplishment and just feeling amazing. So, yeah, it's just a feeling of accomplishing
And
something so big.
you just talked about Tokyo being a DNF, right? I didn't know that. So now on that, when you invest so much time, right? Because when you train for Tokyo, you probably have the whole marathon block that you needed to prepare. You put in time, invest in, like you said, money, because you have to travel Tokyo. It's not
It's
cheap,
not cheap to travel to Japan.
then hotel, whatever. Yeah. And so when you were running and then you obviously had DNF, you said, how did you get back from that setback?
It was very hard. And I will be very honest with you. I know what happened there. I was working a lot and I did not take my training seriously. So I did not train the way I should have. I missed many runs. I missed many easy runs, many long runs. I just wasn't mentally there. So at mile 21, that was when I had to drop out of the race, and it was horrible. But also, it was a big crush to the ego because you know how it is. You don't start a race with a
Yeah.
plan to DNF. You plan to finish the race. That was my first and only time, and I was in tears. I felt very demoralized. I felt like, okay, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm not a runner. Maybe, I shouldn't be doing these things. Maybe I should be doing something else. Maybe I should stick to a half marathon. So after a week or two of just feeling sorry for myself, I'm like, you know what? These things happen. For example, when a child is learning how to walk, they fall. But you tell them, you're fine, get up, let's try again, let's try again. So why can't we say that to kids and not to ourselves? Obviously, I have been running for years and I've had no DNFs until Tokyo in March. And so one failure does not really define my entire experience as a runner. So I think next, try again. Just keep trying. Get out there, keep trying, and see what happens. And I don't think it's anything wrong in doing that. I think that life is to be experienced, right? And life is about getting up when you fall. getting up when you stumble. And so it was a very hard experience. It's been 4 months or so. It's still very hard for me to even talk about it. But I will promise you right now, I will be at that start line next year and I will finish that race. So, yeah, it's just a struggle you get through
I
every
thought
day, you know?
I totally know how that felt when I was doing the Berlin Marathon. I used to have a goal, like I said, I was training, putting in a like, and 2 weeks before the marathon, as I said, I was running faster and faster because that was my goal, was to try to get faster. And
Mhm.
then I injured myself, and I got sick right before the
Oh
marathon. So,
no.
needless to say, after mile 18, there was this knots on my calf that I've never experienced before in my life. And I walked, I finished.
Hmm.
I had to walk, run, walk, run.
Hmm.
And then after the marathon, I was like, maybe like you just said, I felt the same thing. I was like, maybe this is not for
Right.
me. I can't do
Hmm.
it. And and it was so hard for me. And I didn't love running anymore because every time I went out, it felt like it's a job. And I was like, I don't want to run. It sucks. I can't even get my goal. Maybe I shouldn't just s- stop doing this and
Right.
just do something else. And
It's a
now,
very hard feeling. I'm
and
sorry.
oh yes, yeah, I know it was awful. And the sickness, it took me until January to fix it. So it took me 2 3 months out of the running. That probably gave me this mental clarity that I didn't need it, and some time off. And I started running again. And then I started talking to all these ultra guys after that, to the podcast. And they talk about this journey, not the time pressure where you have to go and always think about, oh, I need to run fast, I need to PB, I need to do something. And in ultra it's different because you can't always PB because the course is always different with elevation and whatever, right?
Yes.
So it's it's more about enjoying the community and enjoying the
Hmm.
run or whatever. And I'm starting to loving the running again now because I stop putting pressure on myself that I need to perform.
Yes.
And I'm very competitive person, and I am like I want to like nail those spirits like running faster, and I want to get that PB every time I run. And now I'm just like I have Berlin Marathon, and like I don't care.
But you know what I think though? When you stop like caring that much, then it's more fun. It's more exciting. It's
Yeah,
more fun. You have spend time with your friends. You enjoy your actual experience. It's the worrying about my pace, worrying about my time, worrying about a PB, worrying about my nutrition, all those different things. I think sometimes take away the joy of the experience.
exactly. Yes, that's what I also feel. Now I'm much more free and freedom, This is freedom because I don't care about time. I'm just running my race. I just at running whatever I feel
Hmm.
is good and it feels nice. And I just enjoy if I see a tree and then just like listen to the birds,
Yes.
whatever. It's so nice,
Hmm.
peaceful in the trail, and it's just nice. I think everybody's so focused on time because everybody wants to get faster, right?
Yes.
Because that's what people do.
Yes.
Sub 3, sub 4, sub 230. That's what people are chasing. Everybody
So
wants to get faster and
2:30.
faster. And yeah,
What? That's insane.
he's super fast. And he's gunning for 245.
That's
Yeah, he's gunning for
almost professional,
245.
I feel like. That's very, very fast.
And he's just a regular person like us. And
Wow.
he's gunning for 245. So yeah,
2:45. That's
it's
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is amazing.
Mhm.
And it's the same topic, like we just talked about how people always chase for split times because that's always on their mind. Whenever we run a marathon, then I want to PB, half marathon PB, 5K PB, 10K
Yeah.
PB. So everybody's always chasing after the splits, time. And you said earlier on, you are just about more having
Having
fun
fun.
and everything.
Yes.
Yes. So what does having fun means in the race day? Are you just taking all the experiences that you get from different races because you have done obviously all the majors and the
Except
atmosphere is so
Sydney.
awesome
Yeah.
on those things? Oh yes, except
Except
Sydney.
Sydney. Okay, so I love the crowd support. Everyone's cheering and screaming your name. When I first ran New York City, I had my name on my shirt. And I heard my name being screamed out at least 500 times. And I felt like I was a superhero. It was a fantastic feeling. Everyone is cheering for you, all the kids with the high fives and everything. It was just a really fun experience. So yeah, for me, that's what it is. But also, I only run races in beautiful cities. Now, people say that's not real running. I'm sorry, okay? I want to have fun in my races. So I'm only doing a marathon in Chicago, in New York, in Berlin, and I'm going to the beautiful cities and I'm running there. So I'm able to like sightsee and enjoy the sights and sounds of these cities while I'm also experiencing this amazing, amazing race. So yeah, so for me, fun is just feeling good, looking at all the people there and enjoying the sights.
You have done six already, right?
Six majors?
Six. Yeah, you have done six majors, except for Sydney. You have done all of it.
Yes, and I've done
Which one is
Chicago
your favorite?
3 times, and New York twice, and Berlin twice, and Tokyo one and a half
Nice.
times. Yeah.
1.5 times. That is two.
Oh, 1.7 times. Yeah.
7 times. Yeah. Which one is your favorite out of all
Oh
the
my God.
majors that you have done?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that question because I know you live in Berlin, and I'm wearing the Berlin shirt right now.
Yeah.
My favorite, oh my gosh. Okay, so I would say Chicago is really London. London. Yes.
Okay.
London and Chicago, they're almost close, almost the same, but London, I would say, is a favorite one.
What do you like about
Why?
London?
The crowd support is insane. So for me, that's a big deal because I feed off of the crowd support. And London is, I would say, is the only major where you have consistent crowd support for the entire distance because there are some quiet parts in Berlin and in New York. New York has the bridges. There are some quiet parts, and Tokyo is almost all quiet, which is like a culture thing. It's more like very humble, very quiet. But London is just insanity. People are screaming and yelling and supporting you, and it's beautiful to have people just cheering your name and encouraging you the entire distance. Even like halfway through London is the Tower Bridge, which is a beautiful place to run through. And then having people just right there, yeah, experiencing this beautiful run, and everyone's still screaming and cheering for you. And then also I'll never underappreciate how people come out there on their day off from work, on their day off from their lives, to come out there and stand for hours to cheer on strangers. That's a beautiful experience. So I love it. So I'm always very appreciative, and I really feed off of that. So yeah, I would say London,
That
and
is,
then the finish line
uh,
is incredible. The finish line, I would say, for
yeah.
London, for Berlin with the Brandenburg Gates, and the whole thing is
Mhm.
amazing. But I would say London has a very spectacular finish line as well. So London is my number one.
I have not run any other majors, right? So just Berlin. I'm the only Berlin person. I've
What?
not done any other.
You have to run.
Yeah.
You have to run the other majors because Berlin's amazing too. But London, New York, they're all amazing. Like they're majors for a reason because they are incredible. They really are.
I applied for London. I didn't get in, so
Well, one point
it's
when many
hard.
people applied for London, so London was very hard to get in. I don't know anybody who got into London. Yeah,
I think I saw one of the guy I follow, Chris. I think he got in.
through the through
Not a
the
lot of
ballot.
people I follow too. Yeah, through the ballot. Yeah,
Wow,
yeah. I also there were
congrats to
so many
him.
rejected. Yeah, everybody's posting rejection, rejection, but I think there was one guy I saw, Chris. He got it, and yeah, and like you said, the Berlin Brandenburger is so nice because all that part, so much people, and then once you cross up like from the gate, I think that's too long. They should have made it a little bit shorter because once you cross the bridge, it's still so far out. I'm
Yes,
just like, God, that is so.
and the first time I went Berlin, I thought the gate was the finish line. It
Yeah,
was the finish
just
line.
no, no, it's not.
Yeah.
You have to go further more,
Yes.
and that's why I'm like,
Like enough. Where is the finish line? And it's funny because I think in all
I
the races that I've run, that last mile is the longest mile ever. Like, why is that last
yes,
mile so long?
I know that. Every time I run Berlin, I feel the same
Mhm.
way because it says it says 41 kilometers, and then it's just 1.1, right? But nope, you go through the all the thing, and then you go to the barricade, and then you see the Brandenburg Gate, and
Hmm.
you're like, God, it's finished yet? Nope. Then you have to still go 400 meters or 500
Yes.
meters, and just like, finally, and you start just try to smile. That's where I got the best pictures of my race, I
Oh,
think.
really?
And when we cross across the Brandenburg race,
Hmm.
I'm just like smiling, and just even though it's hurting, I'm just like, yeah, it's good.
Wow.
You have done so many marathons, right? You said 12 of them. And obviously, when you have been running through those, you maybe had got injuries or not.
London. I was at London last year. I had same thing. I think you said you had with the knot on your calf. I have never experienced that before. There was like a tennis ball on my calf, and it was very hard, and it was like moving like this. And I'm like, what is
Oh yeah,
happening?
exactly. Yes.
And I was in so much pain, and I couldn't quit. So I'm like, I'll just limp. So I literally limped about 4 or 5 miles, and then I was able to like run again slowly. But yes, so I have been injured a few times, but nothing very major. So every time I've felt something, I've just prioritized the rest and the massages and more rests, and that's it. I've been very lucky in that regard. I remember, I think it was Tokyo this year. I was running behind somebody, and I watched him step on something by mistake, and his ankle twisted, and he was on the
Oh,
ground, and I know for sure that it was either a break or a really bad sprain, and his race was done, which is so sad for him after a 16-week training block. So I've been very lucky. I've had no major injuries so far.
is it because you do a lot of strength training?
I don't strength train enough. I should strength train more. I think it's because I prioritize rest. I think. I
Okay.
think because my body is very well rested, and I don't run really fast. I'm not sprinting, 26 miles. I'm, taking my time, going slowly, relaxing, and enjoying myself. So I think that it's easier to get injured, I think, if you're running really, really fast all the time because you're pushing your body to its limits, right? I'm not, at least not yet. So maybe that's why I've been lucky so far.
We have been talking about running marathon is hard. 26.2. There are some moments in the race while we are running, then it's obviously tough, it's not easy. For some people it's easy,
Not for me.
but for
Not
some
for
it's
me.
tough. Yeah. So when you when it is tough for you, right? And when you are trying to push through all of that, what you are dealing, what is your approach to overcome that
It's
toughness?
a good question. Thank you for asking that. I think that I always think about the future, right? Like, okay, it's tough now. How will I feel in 4 hours, right? Because in 4 hours, I'm back at home, right? So I'm like, okay, will I be proud of myself for quitting, or will I be proud of myself for completing the race, right? So how would I look back at this moment in the future? You know what I'm saying? So what I try to do is I think about how I will reflect back on that moment, and then I will try and push through. So many times, even though things seem very hard, I tell myself, if you're tired, just walk, just run slower, because yes, there is no cash prize at the finish line, fine, but you don't want to quit for no reason, right? So I always try to tell myself, okay, just you can do hard things. You can do hard things. I have a temporary tattoo I put on my wrist on race day, and it says I can do hard things. So whenever things get hard, look at my wrist and I say, okay, I can do hard things. And then I just remember, if I quit, what am I chasing exactly? Am I chasing like to be the winner of the marathon? The answer is no, because somebody already won 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. So there is no reason to give myself extra pressure. So when things get hard, I just tell myself, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. Just take your time, regroup, give yourself a minute to just, calm down, come back to yourself, and then just keep moving. Also, when things get hard, one step at a time. Like, I remember my very first marathon, my sister sent me a text, and her text said, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. And I mean, it sounds funny, but it's the truth, right? When things are hard, just
Truth, yeah.
move one foot at a time. And as keep moving, you get stronger, and then you can go back to running.
So you had DNF in the Tokyos, but Other than that, have you ever had this moment where you are running the other 11 marathons and you are like, oh, I can't do it, but you just kept pushing through and finished it?
I would say Boston. Boston this year. Boston this year, I would say was probably my hardest race so far because I ran Boston last year and it was fine. But this year, I don't know what happened. I was still feeling stressed from Tokyo. I was still working many hours. I still didn't train the way I should have. It was definitely a Halima issue. It wasn't like anything else. I was the one, excuse me, who was untrained enough to get to the race. So I got to, I think, mile, I don't know, 15 or so. And I thought, okay, no, this is, I need to go home. This is a bad idea. I still have 11 miles to go. It's so hot and I'm so tired and I feel very out of shape, unprepared. This is just a bad idea. And so I really just wanted to quit. I wanted to quit. But I think I have an amazing family. My family is wonderful. They're always on the phone with me, like, you've got this, you can do it, keep going. My best friend runs marathons too. And she's always, listen, you can do it, keep going, keep going, keep going. So whenever I feel down, I just look at my support system and they're right there to pull me up, which is so great, so that really helps me. So yeah, Boston was horrible, but I finished it. I won't tell you what time I finished it, but it was horrible. But yes, I did it because family and friends are always there to lift you up, which is great. Yeah.
I don't think time matters.
Thank
I
you,
think,
thank you. It doesn't matter at all.
yeah, it
I
yeah,
fully agree
it's
with you.
irrelevant. Yeah, it's irrelevant because it's a effort, and you spend so much time running, and you're obviously finishing the line, right? So it's that's an accomplishment itself because you have to go through and do the. It doesn't matter how you finish, what time it is. If you finish in 3 hours, if you finish in 5 hours, 6 hours, I think it's the same effort. So
Thank you. I
yeah,
mean, it's still the same
yeah,
distance, still 26.2.
yeah.
Yes.
That's what I feel like. Time shouldn't be a factor on deciding that who ran what kind of race because we all have our own battles, issues, things we are running through and running with. So I didn't think you should judge people on what their race time
I
is.
fully
That's
agree
just
with you. Thank you for saying that.
rude.
I fully agree with
Yeah,
you.
it's rude. When you run these marathons, what has it taught you?
That I can do hard things. And I think that's one of the reasons why I keep going back because there have been times in my life where I felt like I can't do X, Y, and Z. I can't do all these different things. But I've learned that with some dedication, with some hard work, I can push through anything and I can do hard things. And that feeling is what pulls me back in all the time. And it's a feeling of resilience, a feeling of being invincible, not really, but you know what I mean, a feeling of just being able to accomplish big things. And so that's why I do it. But also, I have a niece and she's 7, and I always try to think about, okay, what does she see when she looks at me? Somebody who attempts a race and just quits when she gets tired, or somebody who can like power through a hard situation and keep going. So I really think that that's, what it taught me, just how to be resilient, how to fight through pain and exhaustion and cramps and, just feeling untrained and self-doubt, but having the strength to push through.
Has running helped you with your daily life too, where you are more focused, more resilient on doing stuff and things like
Yes,
that?
more focused, more self-confident. Because as we discussed, you can do hard things, you can do anything. And it's funny because I made a joke earlier about how you feel at mile 25, like, wow, I'm an Olympian. Obviously, I'm not an Olympian, but that feeling of success, of breaking through the wall between miles 18 and mile 21, that feeling of getting through all that, of crossing the Brandenburg Gate, of getting to the finish line, that feeling of accomplishing something major builds confidence. It makes you feel amazing and incredible and makes you feel a great sense of worth. And I know that there is more to a person than being a runner. I fully believe that, but I think it helps. it makes you just feel so good about yourself. And I love that. I think that's definitely a feeling that I believe that I feel, but also everybody I know who runs also feel that way too. And I'm quite sure you can agree with that. Like you feel so good about yourself
Yeah.
afterwards. I mean, during the race is not fantastic sometimes, but after you're like, listen, I should go to the Olympics, okay? I should be having my flag on my shoulders. I should be doing all these different things. And it's a great feeling.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. And also on that topic, you were talking about earlier that where you said, I cannot do it. But I would say you cannot do it yet
Yes.
because you haven't
Hmm.
tried. You have not tried.
Yes.
You know,
I
so
like that.
I think it's us that put limit on ourselves saying what we cannot
Hmm.
do. So I always somebody said to me, I don't know who said this, and always add yet. It says I have not done it yet.
Yes, I
So
fully like that so much because yes, it's true. It's true because you have no idea what tomorrow will bring, right? So even if you haven't done it so far, you might do it tomorrow, you might do it later on today. So yet is a powerful word. I like that. I haven't done it yet, but I will do it.
y- yes,
Mhm.
yes, it will do it. I'll try.
Yes,
I'll try,
yes,
but it will do it.
yes.
As we talked about earlier on, you are doing 3 marathons in 3 weekends. Looks like it, apparently, right? So, and do you see yourself pushing further? Ultras, maybe?
That's funny you should ask. Have you heard of Comrades Marathon in South Africa?
Mm.
Comrades was about 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
It's 89 kilometers. Yes, I know. It's absolutely insane. It's 89 kilometers in the African heat, and it's apparently a fantastic, phenomenal event. It's a huge event. And my best friend and I did discuss this a few times, and in a perfect world, I would like to do it at some point in my life. I don't think anytime in the near future, not next year, not in 2 years, I don't think so. But I would say at some point in my life, I would like that. But also, I mean, that's a big ultra. Also, like, I would like to do a 50K when I turn 50 years old. So that
Oh,
would be in about 7 years. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I don't know because a marathon is already so long. A marathon is so long. I don't know if I want extra miles on that, so I have no idea. I don't know. Like, what are you training for right now? You mentioned that you're training for an ultra.
I have an ultra in 5 weeks. It's a ultra near the German and Belgium border. It's a Mount Mansau.
Okay.
It's a 56-kilometer ultra. Yeah, so that's what I'm training for. But let me tell you why you should do it.
Hmm.
And why you should do it, not wait for 50,
Okay.
You never know.
Okay.
So you should do it because the community is nicer, much nicer than r-
I have heard
marathon
that
community. That's
people are better quality
yeah, that's
people.
what I
Yes.
yeah.
Hmm.
People are
Hmm.
nicer, and also it's not about how fast you run, like we talked about earlier,
Hmm.
right? So it's just about why, why I'm doing this, why I'm running this ultra is not to prove anybody to anything. I want to prove it to myself that I can do hard things, like we just said. I want to challenge myself and see if I can do it. If I DNF, so be it. I'll go back it again next time and I'll try to do it again and see if I can do this distance. But I want to do it because I want to see how much I can push my body
Hmm.
to do it,
Yes.
And you should do it because the vibe is nicer, the people around the community is nicer, and you feel chill because you go in the trail, you watch, you talk, whatever. You just look at the birds, you look at the forest, so everything is nicer.
All
So
right.
I would say you should do it. Yeah,
So,
I said you should do
is
it.
your ultra in the mountains? Like in the Okay, it's in mountains. Okay, because I was watching an ultra, like a video on YouTube. Someone was doing an ultra in the mountains. I'm not sure where it was, but there was so much food, and I thought,
Hmm. Yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah.
in.
I forgot to say that.
The food in the rest
I forgot to say
areas
that.
pulled me in.
Yes, there are 16. I think there's 16 eight station in this too. So each has the food. So all the ultras like there is food too. Yeah, I forgot to say that. There is food. And if you want to eat junk food, that's the perfect time to eat it, Maybe you don't eat it around the other time. Pizza, bring it to me. Give me pizza while I'm running 56K. I don't mind.
56K
I'll
though,
just eat
that's such a
anything.
long distance. It's a long distance. Oh my gosh.
Yes, but it's not about distance. It's just about I don't even care how long I take
Hmm.
it. I just want to do it.
Right.
Even I have to walk, then I'm prepared to do it.
Hmm.
And it's very hilly course. It's 950 meters
Oh my
elevation.
God.
So it's much more than what I'm training
That's very
for. So
challenging.
I'm prepared.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm prepared. I'm prepared. If I need to walk, then I'm ready for it.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
just gonna go and have fun. I booked hotels. I booked car to go there. So I'm all set. And I'm doing training pretty good too. So last 2 weeks has been good. This week, last week was also
Hmm.
nice. So I'm feeling okay. I think I can do it. It may be longer
That's fine.
than like I
That's
said. I
fine.
don't
Like you
care.
said, time is not even a factor. Good for you. I
Irrelevant.
wish
Yeah,
you the very
exactly.
best. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. You should do it. I believe you can do it.
Honestly, I want to do it. So there is one in Europe. I can't remember what it's called. Is it called Mont Blanc? It's like going through Italy and France and Germany, I think. Can't remember what it's called, but I always see it all over the internet every year, and it looks
Yeah,
beautiful. So I do want to do an ultra sometime. I'm just not sure about how long of a
distance.
distance and when. Also, how long is your longest run for an ultra training? Like 50K?
No,
Okay.
I did 30K last Monday,
Okay.
and I think I did it in 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's the longest. This is the slowest I've ever trained.
Hmm.
Like we said before, my marathon training, everything was at 5 minutes pace. I was running same thing, but on this I have deliberately run slower. All my runs are around 7 minutes, 7:30 minutes.
Okay.
Some are even eight
Hmm.
minutes, just to give more more time on my legs
Yes.
because that's what it's going to be.
Yes.
So if I compare my training block during the marathon and now, then it's like so different
Hmm.
because right last 3 weekends I did last 3 week I did around 9 hours, 9 hours, and 8 hours last. So on total running
Oh
time
wow. Okay.
that I've been
Okay.
spending just running. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So it's more about time on your
but yeah,
feet.
yeah,
Okay.
it's more about time of fit because on the when we're actually doing the race day, then that's where it really matters. It's not how fast you can go. It's just like how much longer you can stay outside. So
Right.
I'll try to do 35K. I think this week or maybe next week. I think that's my
Hmm.
longest that I'll go
Okay.
before before the taper starts. So I have I think I have two more 30K that I need to do.
Hmm.
I'll probably do it this Friday or next Friday
Okay.
and then see how
So
it goes.
exciting. I wish you the best. That's so exciting. I think that you're right. I will take your advice. I will do an ultra. I don't know when, but I will do an ultra.
Let's go. You just need to sign
Yes.
up. That's what I
Just to
needed
sign
to.
up. Yes.
I, yes, like I said, I talked to so many trail runners, right? And then when I'm talking, then it felt so nice. The vibe was nicer, and the words they said was nicer. And then I was talking to Erin. I think she was the last
Hmm.
one, and then she talked about her DNF and how she was trying, keep going back and training for new other ultras.
Yes.
And that night, I thought about like what the hell I'm doing with my life. Everybody is trying and doing these distances. They are failing. They are going back again, and I'm just happy doing marathons. Like, what is wrong with me? I need to do something
See,
more.
so I know runners
So
have
I,
like those of mental illness because you're running 26 miles and you're saying, "What is wrong with me?" We're always pushing ourselves to go faster and faster and faster, and or go longer and longer and longer the distances, and that's incredible. So yeah, it's very impressive.
yeah, and I did it next day. I signed up. I looked for the marathon, and then I signed up,
Good for you.
and now I'm locked in. So
And now you're
yeah,
locked in.
that's why. Yeah, now there is no way to go. So just gotta. I suggest you do the same thing.
Mhm.
And welcome to the club.
And I find so hilarious about runners. Once you cross the finish line, you say, "Oh, never again. I'm done. It was my
Never,
last time."
yes.
And the very next day, you're like, "Okay, so what's the next race?"
It's when you run for faster time, it's more about how fast you can go,
Yes.
right? Marathon PB. But once you started doing ultras, it's how far I
How
can go.
far I can
The
go. I
distance
like that.
increases.
How far I can go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, how far I can go. Distance increases, time is
Time is
irrelevant, like we
irrelevant.
talked about.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I like that so much. Okay.
There are a few questions left before we finish.
Okay.
There is this section called rapid fire, so I'll just
Rapid
ask you a bunch
fire.
of
Okay.
questions. So
This will be fun.
yes,
Okay. I'm ready.
so whatever questions comes to your mind, then you can just give me the answer. It's gonna be funny one.
Okay.
Morning runs or late evening
Morning.
run? Fuel of choice on long run, gels, chews or real food?
Real food.
What's one race on your bucket list?
Sydney.
Music, podcast, or silence when you run?
It depends. For training runs, music. For race days, silence.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, you but you only do measures. That makes
I
sense.
know. Well, on race day, I want to hear the crowd. I don't want to hear music. I want
Yes,
to hear the
yeah.
crowd. But training runs, always music.
Worst training day you have had?
Worst training day? Okay, my first marathon training, I had a probably maybe a 18-mile run for my very first marathon, 2022, and I couldn't do it. I don't know what happened, but I couldn't do it. So I called my best friend, and I'm crying on the phone. And I'm telling her I can't do this. And she and I were training at the same time because it was both of our first marathon, right? So she and I were just. It was just a horrible day. I just felt like I can't do it. I don't know why. Nothing was right. The weather was horrible. My phone was like had low battery. Like nothing was right. I just didn't feel good, and I'm crying randomly on the street. And yeah, I don't know what happened, but I think we all get those bad days once in a while when you're training. But also, one thing is you're so tired. You know how it is when you're training a lot. You're so physically tired that your emotions are all over the place and nothing feels right.
Mhm.
And yeah, that was a bad day for me.
Runners you look up to?
My best friend, Jessica. She is wonderful. She runs marathons all the time. She's going to Tokyo with me hopefully next year, and I want to be more like her because whenever I feel down, she's always optimistic. She never feels bad about anything. So even when we have a bad run, she's always saying, "Okay, well, there's always tomorrow. It's okay. Everything is fine." And I really admire her optimism, and I admire how she looks at the world and looks at the running. So I do admire her a lot.
Good friend to have. I think
Yes,
that's a
yes, she's
positive
wonderful.
attitude. Yeah, we all need that. Post race reward: burgers, beers, or bed?
Burgers and then bed. Burgers, then bed. Give me all the food
There is
and
not
then leave me alone to go to bed. Yes.
rainy race or hot and humid.
Rainy. Rainy all
Pick your
day. Give me
poison.
the rain. I've been in the hot and humid and they've been horrible. Give me the rain.
Yes,
Yes.
it's not
No.
nice. What's harder, starting a run or stopping one?
Oh, stopping one. Stopping one.
All right. I think these are all the regular questions and rapid fire. And if you have been watching the podcast or listening to the podcast, then you know the final question is same for everybody. I would like you to finish this sentence. Running has changed my life because.
Because I have a community of amazing friends now. People that I will be friends with for the rest of my life.
All right. And thank you so much for your time. This was a very fun
It
conversation,
was. Thank you
and
for your
yeah,
time. I appreciate it.
yeah, it was nice, and we had so much fun. I think this was more of a funny podcast. I think this will come out as that one where we everybody just listening and laughing to this because we have had so
Right.
much fun. So and yeah, I appreciate your time. I know it's afternoon or
It's
morning in
morning. It's
US, so
10:15
thank you for
a.m.
waking up.
now.
Yep. Yeah, thank you for waking up early for
Of
me. And
course.
then and good luck with the three races. I'll be looking at you and see how you do, and then we can come back and
Yes,
talk
yes.
about how you do it in
Absolutely. And
those
good
three
luck with
races.
your ultra.
Yep, thank you. And see you next
See you
time.
next time.
And until then,
Take care.
yeah, bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Hey everyone, thank you for making it to the end of the podcast. I hope you really enjoyed this conversation. I'll see you again next time with another guest. Until then, happy running.